Today I'm going over the third hand under the 2025 section of the 2025 National Mahjong League card. So the first part of it is in green and it's 2025. Remember, those are going to be considered singles because they don't match. We've got a pung of twos, another pung of fives, and then we have a Kong of dragons. Notice we've got three different colors. So once we kind of look at that, and we can tell it's going to be three different suits because we have three different colors here. Then we check the parentheses because it's very important to always check that next. And it says any three suits. So we didn't really get any extra information that we didn't already know this time. But so here's an example of if I have no jokers. Like I said, hardly ever really happens that way. But I've got cracks as my 2025. Notice my 0 is my white dragon if it's used as a dragon, but it's being used as a 0, so it can go into any of the suits because it doesn't have a suit. It's just used as a 0. All right, so I've got my cracks here, 20, 25. Then I'm using dots as my next one. Notice I needed a different suit. So I've got my pung of twos, and then in the same suit, a pung of fives. Those are all dots. Then I've got a different suit. That's all the different color means here, is a different suit of my Kong, which in this case, I'm using the green dragon because it goes with the BAMs, and I have not used BAMs yet. So I've got three different suits here. Now I could change this up, obviously. Say I wanted to instead use red dragons. Maybe that's what I seem to be collecting the most of. That means I cannot use cracks here. Instead, I would need to be using BAMs because, again, I've got to have three different suits. So this would work as well. Now in this one, we cannot use jokers, but in the other three here, I can use jokers. We've got singles. These are not matched, so they're considered singles. So if I had jokers, I could switch any of these out, just like this. All right, and just like always too, you can use as many jokers as you want as long as it's not in a pair or singles. And then in that case, you can't use any. So hopefully this helps. I would absolutely love to see any of your hands like this that maybe are different than what I have said, but still would be able to make a mahjong.